esese omo no ena me ne wo ebedi ehun kita ho eden ena ye be ya ye betimi ama eyesa ensem ye ekosu etimi abrase ede amaye wa wo ya wofo utumi ne oma no ekasa efa sex education ho ana wo church omo woni wo mantem anasa woni ame wo kola ne ntem etise ntese bia bibi kura si wa bonten a obetimi ede abeka chow anasa be confiding the news say ne maame no ne papa no obeka chow a wontiete no o victimize no na enu nti no waye moamoa ne nyina na no yedi ho enkita ho ebiem no nso no ne abetodwa ne se eye child sexual abuse ne ma no bakase ewo eye oman Ghana mu wona omo ye adwuma wa asoya hodoro ahwehwe saa ne ma no so ne kyerem se eye na ebia ye school fu anase ye nkola ye wo mu a o se maame papa me madam fu bi ntse se me pese me call mo nten weekend na odi omo call weekend ye fe no brofuka sem sleep overs no eno so e kan ho bi na sleep overs na ya nkola no kono unnim yie ne namfufo no omawufo no ni omo yie ana emema ewo fie ho no unim omu suban yie ana ena me ne wodi sankita ho ni nyina wa wo wanya experience bi obebe ni wedi nkita ho a obetimi ene ya che ewo dwumadi so eni mpanyimfo so a omunum de efa sansem we so ebedi nkita ho ne ase ama okwan na wo so a wotifie no wo so woni yen edi nkita ho me de akosi asabia asmeni eni timo no Reggie Mariska Obia Prince Soa eni 4K ena eye Doris ena ebometi dwuma me de dwumadi but oni me se me wo team akuku dama ebometi a ye de dwumadi ebro aso na ebetwa ye ho aba na de dwumadi na cheche su ye ro ma me nim se ba de sam de wa hwa ma egusu wa hwe eye Odura festival eye Okuapeman Odura festival eno ena ye gusu a ye yi edema Metro TV Original TV Original FM ya dwumadi ni nyina aboso ntimi ne o kase de enya asam keto a ene eguso eye ochina health work akase ebekoso pa ewo eye ekropon eye hospital ye friend St Michael Specialist Hospital ene eye Okuapeman nyina bebom ene Original TV Metro TV ene Original FM omo de health work be ebehye so ne aye health screening bra na a doctor for kukudam enhwehwe wo widie mu nhwese ya le bia enimu a wonu se Ghana for the Empe hospital ko ye sole ya ne ahye atade ye ko yedwuma so ne ye ko ye mfom ne ye ko bebia bese ye ko bia se Ghana ni beka so me wo routine a me de ko check up unti ene no ye the doctors ni nyina ba waboboa no intibra na ye omo nhwehwe mu na omo nhwese ya le bi wo mu a ne ye ma omo ma referral enko hospital na ye ma prescription me ma endro bibia doctors akukudam ena ebeba ho eye ochina into ochina no shia team no after health work no ne yenyina ya behia na tese eye St Michael Specialist Hospital no omo de ahihye so e de amama eno no eye Saturday ma menye correction kakra no eye Saturday and sana eye Original High Life and live band and also ebehye so Saturday enwumre na yakọ walk na yakọ hwe ye widie ma ye hunsi ye wa ahoden no near the High Life na live band no aboso ankasa ede ama eno no ye the details ni nyina bebrew e wo screen so presenter bia wo hu no e wo TV so Original TV so any Metro TV so any obi a otenene e wo Original FM ye nyina ye behia na ye de akọ obi kan say ahead team no kodada ye mu say no Friday ye pon adwuma na ye de abehye so into Saturday health work na anyone e be nante ya be nwumra ne yakọ eye live band no chencheche pa na de ahye so amom na Sunday ye de nyina akogu ye de nyina akoda nyame ase ye bibi awie no wona omoyo morning ketekete no Sunday ne yakọ Thanksgiving service enti no enyi we fidi wantimi anko bia enti de de bra o life na enyi we fidi no enfemfi Metro TV Original TV ene wakasa no mano so no enyi mfi eye Original FM ye de live Okuapeman Odura ede ebro e wo this platform so nyina ye ntwe ho ne yemra ye ba ensem esisi so me ne wo kasa ede aba child sexual abuse e wo man Ghana mu. was for me some wa kwa baso kokora mbra nsem esisi so original TV so yeah that say said Danny Denina of all the TV stations or by immunity tuning and crime pumpuni mantem who make it original TV your choice of a TV television yeah that say to me a choose to edemai and ne ye kasa ede afa a child sexual abuse obi ka say child sexual abuse no any day and say sabi enkwa be say from 15 years I mean book mu na mo say from 15 years but and no wo hwe ne ekoso ya ebi kura from 10 years 9 years 10 years na sabi mema bi I mean minim na ye ekoso o madwem sabi o minim na ye ekoso o madwem na akola wedi 9 years and 8 years ekode obi kana sa kono ben kwa no ubo na omode omonsa na so omosese eye enkola we na ye fe no ye child sexual abuse no na ye hwe kwan a ye betimi akasa fa ho a ye betimi abrase na sebe ye enkola omunyi no de akora ne kosukwa wonim so ye save wo de ne kosra wadanfo bi a wonim so ye save enka ne no obi ama me kura ni ho otimi de wo connect house so kodi agro wo ho kosi so obekọ adwuma de aba ene no sa ne ma ne nyina ka ho bi ena ema eye sa child sexual abuse e de ekosoro ye de stars no beto screen so e de amount ba answer na no ma ye ni panyini ba ko a ono no oye clinical psychologist osanso ye medical doctor ewo oman Ghana mu na Ghana ha say ye psychologist for I mean nkabomu kuo no ono ena okasa ede emomo ye ne no ebedi nkita ho sisi a ewo zoom na ya agi na dwen kire efa eye sra me bisa no ede na beba obi tim ana se be me bi tim obeka sa akola wedi 8 9 going no obetimi akasa we no ho ye makono nti sebe me pese me ne no kodi empemu agro na se mpese mede mensa ekeka no ba bi enye se ode ne nsa kase ne nofo na se ode ne nsa sabe ebe hye eye ne ho ne no nkomo na ne ye ni wudie no se dog zoom ama ye ne no ending kita ho Dr. Isaac Newman Arthur eye medical doctor also ye clinical psychologist Emma ewo eye UPSA hospital and son also ye PRO de Ghana Psychological Association as a psychology for jina kabomuko no ono ena okasa ede emomu Dr. Newman, good afternoon sir.
Good afternoon.
Bacha na what to say?
Thank you for having me.
Yes sir. That bacha ha ye katchi wan say na wa katchi amaye.
Oh Mecca, don't worry.
All right. Na me bisa. I mean edien ena ebeba obi tim say ebia abayiwa wedi 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, ebia up to 15. Ne ho baye na kono se sabe one no bedi mpemu agro ana se ode ne sabe keka no a without the consent akola no de be ma no.
Yeah, well, so sexual abuse, there are different sides to it. And if you look at perpetrators of sexual abuse, right, there are multiple things. And you're the same.
Okay.
You know, there are some of them who actually have also gone through abuse while they were growing up. So some research will tell you, say, abusers, usually, almost they were abused.
I see.
Right? Or they saw someone being abused. So generally, an abuser is likely to have been abused. Say, onosono bibisa aton, embra usana. Right? And it can be any form of abuse. It can be physical abuse, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, whatever it is, like that. Then again, too, in the development of the human being, physically, in the same way, mentally, right? Socially, into Musa Kolabi physical only, not Oria, no start to say or Nanti, not Oganini. Physically, we grow. In the same way, so mentally, now mental growth, there's a time in the growth of a child that between the age of 6 and 12 and now 14, very, very critical for the development of their moral code, sexuality and also So around that time, anything that goes wrong with the child, it sets them on a path which is very, very wrong. So there is a childhood abuse kind of thing aspect of it. There is also a moral kind of things where a person growing up, and your man on that level for the person, right? And some people do have abnormal sexual and desires, sexual dysfunctions. Right. There are people we call pedophilias. Pedophilias are it's one of the abnormal, it's a sexual disorder where some people have that mental problem, right? And because of that, they also, have preference for everything. There are people who have preferences for everything. Some people sleep with dead bodies, others sleep with, your friend is saying, animals and stuff. They are all in a certain group,
Right.
of age. And research will tell you the majority of the people who are abused sexually, especially kids, it's always by someone they know. It's always someone in the family who is likely to, or someone who is known to the family.
That's my point. There's someone they know, be a family member, be a close friend of the family. Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, well, and obviously there's something basically wrong on those levels. Right? And so you may not find anybody who is okay entirely. Maybe a tisa, right? And there are different types of rapists. We have the anger rapists, or more ebufu, and because they are angry at something with their lives, and they want to even humiliate people or destroy people. Then we have the power assertive, kind of people, where they want to have some level of control and overpower whoever they are sexually abusing, right? And then so we have the sadists, right? Where what do you call it? It's like they have all those, what do you call? They have that kind of mindset of actually inflicting pain during sex. There are some people, they actually derive pleasure, sexual pleasure, by actually inflicting pain on themselves or inflicting pain on other people. Right? They are all abnormal kind of, sexual problems that may be found later on in adults.
Okay.
And the American, and even for abuse, it's not just girls who, when we say a child, there are boys who are actually sexually abused by women, or by men. And those ones too, if care is not taken, they will grow up and do the same. Right? And so it's a multiple factor. Around things like that.
Now, who say, I mean, those are almost abuse nkorano. Obi wo ha ono so ne nkola ase no e abuse no. Enti no na omo no sa no say abuse o. Na utimi confine in somebody a etimi enya some psychological effects on you growing up ana. Cause I'm thinking say maybe those are omuntimi and coming out say they were abused, omutumi di grow and omu say it's normal. But what of those are omutumi confining in people omutumi coming out, but still they go ahead and abuse other people?
Well, so it doesn't matter whether the person talks about it or not, right? If a child is abused, it damages them regardless of whether they talked about it or not. Right, and so everybody, and depending on the kind of help they receive, right, and some people, there are some people who the anger in them is even as a result of the fact that Okawasem, but nobody did anything about it.
I see.
So they want to inflict similar pain on other people, right? And so the fact that someone talks about it does not mean that the impact is gone away. No, it doesn't mean that way at all.
Okay. I mean, recently, some women group be the better just say, Ghana has say ya, adia ba konswa etimi ema this child sexual abuse etimi bano. Parents allow their wards, say omo enko sleepovers in their ward friends' house and as a family no. I'm asking, say, I mean, how do you reconcile this? Say me as a parent, I know, say. My kola na down for the parents, we know each other, we know the family. Na me dia kola no ko ha etimi esi wo. So as a parent, what do I have to look out for? Hello? Okay. You better say the network no jam you better so ahwe say betimi enu area na ye Dr. Newman Arthur na ye no edi nkita ho no or clinical psychologist or sanso ye PRO the Ghana Psychological Association or any nkita ho no network name why but team no working on it. Team no working on it ye be call back to him ne no edi nkita ho san komodie ya ye ne Ghana fo bi edi nkita ho eji omo so adwenkyere efa ho say then omo be especially say no abeto dwa say na ye ka no sleepovers and as I said ode wakwala koja baby say o onkodi weekend onko tena ho. All right, Dr. Newman ababa kitene no enwi ansa yakonde ye ne Ghanafoɔ bi nso edi nkita ho. Doc mpacho wotemenka.
Yeah, metunka.
All right, so let me be say taking your word say uncle sleepover ne na down for. I mean the families know each other into the new call. But one thing is say me wan say obi a minimum wo ye family friends na ebi obi be wo sa set up and as a family mo betimi abuse my caller sexually. So as a parent do I have to stop it completely? And I say me to me stop it. What do I look out for when I'm taking my word? And I say you are taking a word for a sleepover. All right. Yankodi can afford in Chayaba. Yeah, best reestablish contact with Dr. Newman. Now we're here in someone Eddie or a clinical psychologist. Yeah, sure, you must say man back on so journey or no so onimote efa certain color titie or gender artifice efa nkola ho titie any parents who ni nyina no onim ho de pa yankodi voice pop no ye ne Ghanafoɔ bi di nkita ho efa topic a ye treat here dey say me no almost no den e no mba ye obetimi de aboa ye betimi aka be child sexual abuse and I say ode oba akoja baby no omboma kola na call for sleepovers and so omo nko madam for ho na omo ni omo enkotena say bia wo kɔ baby wo kɔ adwuma na say wo tu kwan yenkoti na Ghanafoɔ bi ede to ye nim na yembra sesia
no mo na ye daction wo hwe ni ye be ye ama wa hwe ni ye nso a etimi me de ma fam no ene me nyansa mu no de me nya ne so nkonko stra danfo no kire be de asem bia ba
me de me nja me ba ma ne nkomo fisa me fa akola ne de bia me ka cha me nkwan se o ma nyankopon ya na danfo ma ne fa danfo ntetam bia me do mo kasa me ma nkwa na danfo fisa okwa eno na danfo no we se na mo yesa na ono so akoye bi nteme me de me nkwa de me ma ne nkwa na danfo
ba na bia edependent tama oko se nyumre mu ho de a me ma no kwan se bia awia mu ho nom be no kra me ma ne time so bia time se brafi ba hwe na is going there eno there is not allowed awia na dwono ya na ehu se no wia say ehu nti na dwono de ye hu aha ba awia ne de enhye de nya hu sa nti enya de obehye obaso me nhye ne se o se otimi ma no pie daytime ontimi ntena fie sa so otimi pie
no mo na ye daction wo hwe ni ye be ye ama wa hwe ni ye nso a etimi me de ma fam no ene me nyansa mu no de me nya ne so nkonko stra danfo no kire be de asem bia ba
me de me nja me ba ma ne nkomo fisa me fa akola ne de bia me ka cha me nkwan se o ma nyankopon ya na danfo ma ne fa danfo ntetam bia me do mo kasa me ma nkwa na danfo fisa okwa eno na danfo no we se na mo yesa na ono so akoye bi nteme me de me nkwa de me ma ne nkwa na danfo
ba na bia edependent tama oko se nyumre mu ho de a me ma no kwan se bia awia mu ho nom be no kra me ma ne time so bia time se brafi ba hwe na is going there eno there is not allowed awia na dwono ya na ehu se no wia say ehu nti na dwono de ye hu aha ba awia ne de enhye de nya hu sa nti enya de obehye obaso me nhye ne se o se otimi ma no pie daytime ontimi ntena fie sa so otimi pie
no mo na ye daction wo hwe ni ye be ye ama wa hwe ni ye nso a etimi me de ma fam no ene me nyansa mu no de me nya ne so nkonko stra danfo no kire be de asem bia ba
me de me nja me ba ma ne nkomo
okay so for network no na etutwa sis kakabat I mean, some catch me solid team na ye adwuma nti omo abom ho modern ade ye get na sign abre Dr. Newman ewo Zoom ye be kono ho ansa na Mr. Caesar Kaba also ewo Zoom ye betimi no also ene no edi nkita ho ba me ne Dr. Newman enwie ye sa ye pathway ne enko Mr. Caesar ho ye ba ne asan adwene Mr. Newman doc let me be say so taking your words for a sleepover or family house and I say friends especially maybe a friend's house no say as a parent no then I mean looking out for and sana may allow my child and call for sleepover no if I can't say be adwuma me ye baby asesa me koniti no me to me promptly no and trust sokra na what do I have to look out for? If I try mute sound no why and so on can.
Yeah, me say if you can avoid it, Krana,
Yeah.
it will help.
Okay.
But if you can't avoid, what it means is that it should be people you really know and you can really trust. And maybe several situations have proven that those people, they are okay. That is the first thing. The second thing is that you and your child, you should have a certain relationship with them. Anything that happens to them, they have the confidence to come to you, to talk to you about it.
Right.
But if you are a parent and your relationship with your child is not good and you are very, very hard on them, very harsh with them, and they don't find a friend in you, they won't come to you when there are problems. And again, too, no, when your child, anytime your child wants to have a conversation with you, now shutting it down. And I can say usually, in our environment, akola nkasa, pedi kasa, akola yedi. Inti eba ni sana sa akola bibi crash the soonest of person oka. Enye yi. Inti sa oye awofo na se untie umba na asem. Na mo kwai na omo ni unkasa. You realize that when things like that is here, it's very, very difficult for them to talk to you about it.
Okay.
So I think that starting and your relationship with your child. Because now you really can't trust who you should leave your child with. Right. The person you even trust more maybe the environment and your master. And it's not just adults with kids. So sometimes a child may go to someone's house, and another child in that house is the one who is abusing that child. So it's not only adults and kids, but among children. Maybe neighbor boy and answer neighbor girl. Share some pornography be and I say we wouldn't parents near BB and an adam for phone can be able soon. Now they will back with your one. The mother and the father may think that everything is fine. Meanwhile, it's the child that is abusing whoever you've sent to that house. Okay. So it's not always between an adult and a child. Sometimes a child can also sexually abuse another child.
But one thing is say I need this most abusers we are na oma kachre akola ni say enkanchiro bia. So to me, I know say what they are doing is wrong, but so they will go ahead. No ma kachre ni omo abusing ni say enkanchiro bia. Form of say yeah threatening akola ni no so ba na waka na no atum. So as a parent, say I mean, what are the signs to look out for in wa bi akola no waye din waye moa obedwen ho den ebe ya akola no kwa meka nchwe me a metimi afa some psychological means bi na metimi hu say bibi esi wo na sitinem.
Okay, so men physically any mentally any social idea physically you may see obvious signs. Ebia u akola u dware no a obonse on pese wo de wonsa eko nase.
Okay.
Ase wo de nisa ko nase a obonse ohoye ne ya na ase obonse biegu nase a na ase mark bi won ase is possible. And again to ebi ojo so a ase owoyam odwinso a owoyam. Some of them cry, you may notice some blood also in their panties when you are washing it. And as a collabos when you have discharge stuff from down there, it is likely say someone is abusing her sexually. And again to social, we say she may be withdrawn from social activities.
Right.
And say who be so on ye, and they may have even panic attacks in the nightmares near there. Kakra will say all of a sudden as who be a shame. Or Kadakrana ase, man ase all those nightmares, it's like they are reliving that kind of effect. Then again, too, akolebia or sexually active, Well, say so they are into sex-related things. She talks about those things, or you have even seen her in that way. Then it means that someone has actually introduced her to things like that. Okay. Right? Into some kids also become very sexual because they themselves were abused, and things like that. Then again to school performance.
Okay.
School, I won't say suddenly na this year basa. Bright, suddenly the person is no longer performing a senior school as a assessor. right? Then again, too, no, Ubon said, Nadam for no, on to me, call Nadam for fumu. And someone who was all over the place and friends near them, Moses here, no person who chef for and share them, and they will also be crying or something, and they may even try to actually talk to you about it. So these are some of the things you can look out for.
All right. Yes, so hang on for some few minutes to be my many Ora Caesar Kaba Kokozika any inkomo or no program coordinator at the Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana. Mr. Caesar, good afternoon. Thanks for your time. Why?
Yeah, good afternoon.
All right. Now, but share child sexual abuse, we share Abia for the past 2 years, Abia last year and this year, no. Osha call for na about from baby out, no.
Yeah, I'm going to that you now. But as I ever drew on you see child sexual abuse. I you can't say, but among for home doing so we see obi a child saying who Ghana mrana. Yes, so be a child, say nipa no ye below 18 years.
Right.
And so you child sexual abuser, you abuser ebitima to be or ye below 18 years.
Okay.
And all this is because of something we call consent. Nti we call emranuma, yes, say obi be sexual activity I was here nya bibi ye consent. And consent nature say nipa no beti ase say oni obi beda ana oni obi be sexual activity ansa na ebesi eno ni consent no but emra no so sa culture say one drew 16 years I won't mean max consent no kire say one drew 16 years obi intimi man ono nda ana be sexual activity kire say won't mean sex as it don't me yet. I'm not a more fine so where they were sexual activity and say who could draw be an who will be so on you now 15 years, 14 years, who's any penny in our bontia victims of abuse because I'm running ma obia coin say no be better abra nipani and 16 years. But say rates no yaka rates no ho asama ya na statistics no I wa Ghana ha globally cry yaka say ufa man kwa 1 out of 3 women have ever been abused. They are very critical.
Ghana
1 out of 3.
Ghana.
Yeah. And ya kind mo 3 ya kind mo 3 ya betimi aka kire wo say bakubia woman
why
abusing it.
Okay.
Would they get deep into these statistics? Ubehun say omu bebre sa abuse ni to omo abra omo ye nkwala. Nti ewomu bebre ansa na obi be abuse no ya na me ka kire say opportunity beba ansa na obetima yes anyama. Opportunity. Now opportunity ni dey me tie voice box now we hear work from no obia uno biya kasafa. If you talk to anybody, they will tell you say, "Oh, neba enkot no be in China."
Right.
But who kasa omu abra market? Manus nkwala no school. Anase omu ofie. Nti oba no wahi.
Right.
So we tie Mrs. Ya question ni say oba no wahi. Ebi dia oba no ofie. Ana owo school. Ana wakona down for ho. Sa niam na enye anadwunkwa na esi nti obi a owo abontin ana out of your sight bia obitimi abusing obitimi aye ni teacher obitimi aye ni sofo obitimi aye ni nadamfo ana ni uncle oso wonim se nkwala ni ye kire o se sepanyini ka asema tie ana se oka ka wonu tu nti bibie sa no nipa ne ka hye so onda obeda ana wa empower wobanu to the extent say obetimi defending no ho ana say obetimi ahu say we abuse ana we nya abuse we am private part enyi eni kwan say obi fa ne nsanka we dey we are enye we are sex me to me nyanyine nti obi ye say a mekọ ka kire mami anase obi ye say a enye legal why yes aniam no nyina na wo se wo ma wo ba no kwan emma wo ba no nkotena obi nkyɛn a de bia wo ba no obi nkyɛn de bia so wo sɔre ba adwuma wo ba no obi nkyɛn wo ba no bɛkɔ school obekɔ back to efie ebi a wo be dru fie around 9 and 10 to see de yen tena fie kura bio nti the American nyina ne say wo pese wo protect wo ba yen so be look up to abuse signs of abuse na ebesi and dey say dem nyina saba but say wo be ye den na wo be prevent sa niam no
right
one of them very critical ne say wo be empower wo ba no wo be kyerɛkyerɛ no wo ne be kasa ben no mani ye wadanfo na bibi besi a owo bibi a opese oti ase a na wa ye den wa be busa wo enya sa wo ka ko busa ni fa foforo na bibi ase nti sa na me ma yin.
Okay, so are you by this saying say as a sex education or as parents no we are not doing enough now?
And I'm afraid, but I don't know. The thing is, as an African society, your sex who has a man, me both sex be prana or be that which imagine. Say the any sex as a kakai
taboo.
A basta a taboo. Nti even penny for a problem, Umba no would do can near the but the American say, because of that, Sanyamano, Uban to me come home, Bibian. So what nam Kualan China, Ube who said, the Ochre Aqualano, and yet as critical as questions of Bebusao.
Right.
So what now Kuala China obe hu sa say oto nkyɛn a hu bibia o pese obusa say na we I didn't na wait sa I didn't na wait sa but so close sa door no to sexual conversations ontimi nka hwe nti o problem a we kwa kubusa na ne yonko no wa more information China we take advantage of ono and now we busa ne uncle. Ne uncle also, but won't mean trust you be a sexual abuser. Won't mean who abuse anyone who say we the obit abuse obi because a bit me as they be a and intina your cases be bre our Ghana ha obi ni ne babe timiada. Would you want wouldn't ya say so who can say would not continue being China I see but we there
wow feel ho cry see
na ne mami di bebre sisa ne bra ne bebre de bia obi recent cases eba obi rape ni sister manu we nti niema bebre si nti ntimi hu abuser enima ehu se we de we abuser nti de wo be ya ne se wo be empower wo ba no na wa hu se obi fan nsan kana we enye nti be ka kire mi enye sa bibi be si hu ntimi hu.
Okay, there have been calls to say, yeah, call na your mom call sleepovers, no, and also attribute it to child sexual abuse, you know. Sanka beya parent to omunjai sade no mo ye no kra no. Sa eno no ususu say from your out no munya cases bia sleepovers no ema happen wo ho ana.
Mrs. Said me kai no. First of all, my engine to say, Obia nipa, which my country say, Debia the Babet Nanning chain, on one to coin that. Ono or uncle a year that uncle village in China, but Obiani Hosa, unto me, yes, Ada.
Okay.
And she says, sleepovers no more cano, just a sign say, if you give the opportunity and never miss.
Right.
Sana mi hulu. The woman say obi ko sleepover bibi ko sia. E kire say so woman nipa opportunities bibia betimi aye den. Esi. Nti abusers no bebre. Me say amanfo teachers abuse omo. Amanfo papa mo abuse omo. Nti the American say sa sleepovers na ye no just say obi ko da obi nkyɛn opportunity ni ba ye den ebetimi aba. but enye no nkwa na contribute to sexual abuse na no.
Right.
You see, that never be a car, history free mobile as a country and as an African continent. Because we come history who said years back we were giving children out for marriage.
Okay.
Nti obi akwala elder no 14 years, 11 years, your great grand parents say omusha be 14, 15 na abuse. Nti enye rape no kwa enye se obi wakakada obi nchen kwa nti ye emran na wase ye de edwuma se ye be kire obi a se first of all nkwala boys and men ye be kire omo se uno obi beda no wase nipa no ti ase ansa sa message no wase kom na obi a hu se sex no enye se obi eda ho na wonu ni ye bibi na sex wase nipa no ti ase se de ye manage hu. Secondly, I was here man so because I was so protective because system need to mean protective bia. What kind system now? Society bia abuse cases ACC bia because obia no how betima policy another human being throughout their life.
Right.
Inti vulnerable position be what to me ba. Communities no I come with the obi into obi beto indomie amano no nada nipa ni 12 years abuse but nipa ni common tin na ye nei
Amane akwaya sa
no yes different phases etimi ma sa abuse cases ne ba nti the American say I was say ye tackle problem from different angles. Parents have to play a role. It was 2 years which church ba ben mani ya na down. On the other hand, we have to engage teachers. We have to engage the young people to set your way on their abuse there. Now, where would they report an abuse when it happens?
Okay.
I was here inside you call churches, you call Kolana Soho. Now, I almost say, and no one say we abuse you because we are. Emrano knew baby. Okay. Never know. I was here. You've taken from different angles and some bit me there. Solve problem.
Are you by this saying some introduction be of a course around this? You know, should be introduced in our schools, especially the basic schools.
Meaning say what will be that? Meaning some time ago, Bibi ba said. CSC Ghana ha nyina dede bai se we CSC niama omo se nkwala omo chira omo sex akwala kitwa den na we chira ne sex ni nyina ye societal perception about sex minim say sa time no ebia na amanfo anti ase.
Okay,
but you see ye chira obi sexuality ye chira no from what sex is, what abuse is, where they should report. When the ASCB be a comprehensive, I just say, no empowerment, a bit me amana de had me protecting no. In this course, no, and globally, ye can't want them, and ya Ghana because globally, you have to say, Obian to mean protecting the young system, soon to mean protect Tobia. Into the biggest form of protection. Nipa na nkasa nti wo baye den na ma nipa na protect no I was
empower no. Okay, all right, enkomo na yede pa it's as parents, no, I mean yen church
information because na but na say
all right, network no na ase ate kokakra iti ye doctor. All right, Mr. Caesar mpacha wrapping up my why.
Yes, Gafra, as a network in the
Rap, wrap up my.
Okay, my training says, say, as a country. I was see because your cousin parents in play role. Parents nankasa cry on tears here. Lord, now me come as the parents in tears here. The obeti me actually yes school. Inti yen ko school ho na Ghana ha nyina yen tenase. Na yen who content are appropriate nkwala wo school na yen nyina yen gintum say ye ko school a yen enya mass nkwa na yen kire nipa no yen kire ne say we ni sex organ no obi de ne nsa ka abuse ndema ema obi yes said the from in the next generation of children no almost betimi anya empowerment ade ama kwala ana omuma na yen nyina ya transform society to a place where everybody is able to protect themselves. Okay. That for me is the first focus. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for your insights. Ora Caesar Kaba Kokozika programs director at the Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana. Yes, so any Dr. Isaac Newman Arthur, and also a medical doctor, a clinical psychologist. And our sanso PR the Ghana Psychological Association omo ene omudi nkita ho ye twa ye ho ye ba wa wo fie so no ye de number no betu dwa na watimi afrɛ ne ene wo edi nkita ho I me wadwe nkyerɛ e wo dwumedi say I mean omo two guests nsem omo kanyina say as parents see enya relationship ye ne ye nkola no say de be ya BBC a onim say ondwane nkwa abonten obedwane aba ho abeka acho yen church omo sex education enye boni o yen church omo so de I mean obedi ne sa so wono fo a enye obedi ne sa sabi o de ko wo nantem e ko wase a enye ni nyina no ese say as parents and as guardians no yetimi e church em o say system na ye fo say be protect yen kola no entimi protect it's emra so say yen ye be church e be empower no ye empower omo a okwa abonten na obi ade ne nsa kan baby asese ode kan na onim se enye eye wrong to be ka kire wo maame ana ne papa no na one onipa akono ayeden akodi na won so no unim nti no wetimi a report so e de ama the appropriate institution and as a quarters ne ene onipa akono e de ye ntwe ye ho ne emra ye ba won so betimi afre na one ye de nkita ho. Emradu say on so right at on kan den e na wo kan e wo ho ye the numbers no e beto ye the number no e beto screen so na watumi afre na wafre ye mbisa o fra na volume no wadum no crowd tie fa phone de beto on kan why so utie fa phone TV ni mo a na said ya o ma ye bad feedback e wo studio esa obi ante de abeka ne to nya fa ya na wadum TV na wafi TV ne ho na one yakasa e wo phone so nti numbers no ena egu ho no enti no yakase I mean senior mpanyfo na ade atu do no maka bebre enti yakase child sexual abuse a yasese ube force akola papa ba akone kan say oni akola ne beye bibia enye ne consent and note say akola no endi 18 so from 16 to 18 a untimi nka say wa ma on a consent kwentina na so the consent na ma so na nye bibi to na ye bibi da bi eno kwa mra no ene wo bedi ya na most times ni yenim nti so ye be ma na wo hweme a won akola bi a no o fe na we di 15 12 13 14 e we se akola ya ba endua na omu didi nti omu ho sisi omu ho so nti so na wa ya kama akola we di 12 unu kwa kase we di 16 17 emra no ma wo ho kwan sa ye akola ne so ne ye ne ahwefo bi eni nkita ho. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Mama Bacha, your friend send out free.
Me pacho me de Rebecca Yankson, me free Topoli.
Yo Auntie Becky, na pacho my yenti unka.
Me pacho yo, adia mo tiane de ehu hia pa ya damasi nyankopon hyamu. Na adinche a omo che no nso eye pa isan say me se me wa kola 5 years.
Right.
Bema. Na ne chiba no ewo just 13 months. Ne chiba ne yoba ena 5 years ne bema.
Okay.
Minjaro omumbum. Isa ne say akola kwa no very curious. Bibia no pese ohun den na student na me nua ba ne ti say. Let na me nso me die ne ti say. Enti makacha ne say you are not supposed to touch your sister's friends, a private part, that's the wee. I say it's wee for now.
Okay.
But me first part touch omo. And na bema no so mama ne oba no so or the inside ko bema ne we wan say stop it. It's whenever Obana the Nensa call Bermani or Becca Samani, Yami touch my wee. It's say your Coswa, at church and cranny say ya. Baby, the could be I had an inside cancer part, no bother can.
Okay.
It's a good pa. Miss Margin check a car, if I say, make a fan on Yamisha mo baby.
Yamisha also ya that's it. Yami ye mammy why? Can't you say oh Nini to have been so fair and Yami ye why? That's it, yeah, that's it, yeah, that's it, pa, yeah. And now all cano, it be quite to say unim. Parents ni bi wo hokra na enkola na nyinyi no man especially mama for no ye man no na ye kodware a ne ye hu nyina na nam enkola ye ni so ne de akodware ye besese ho enkola yi tete ho no enkola na nyi no esese utumi enya privacy bi a eni hu kwansa wo yi watade wo manim wo yi wo pepa wo ho ebi kwan enkola no kura dware ewe dware ba akola we di 12 years akola we di 5 years na wo maame boys girls so ni dware da bi ye nyesa ni nyina no wo church no private part no we wo de nsaka ha nye emo bi for nsa nka ho I think say ni nyina beboa ya as parents no se na eye papa no ye adwuma wo plant parenthood no omo no munim sa ne ma we come nim da bia e na o kan say system no emmoa ye. It is up to us ye na nyame de nkola no che ye ti ye na setumi ye de e chechiro mo se na be ye okwa abonten a wa ye empowered onim baby asesa obi de nsaka ene obi bi enso obi de nsaka itino obi de nsaka ya na wa be report ama na wonso wo de akwa appropriate quarters na yetimi adele with saade ne mema ye fa sika sam ne adwuma sam nsi ye ni so enye sa na ye bra ye bra man kola ni nyina no da chi roba na akola no obi asese na ye den ase no na wa ye timid wa ye withdrawn ontimi nko nipem akolo ye brilliant to school na fe dey already so na education no anasa ne knowledge no dey sua dey o school no na eba form start as parents no ye ma ye ninda ho meetings ne doso yi ne doso sika ne doso kapa ne doso nti asa ye nhwe enkola no enti se also ba Ghana ha te say ye kase sexual abuse cases etise wo form de na so ebetimi aya entimi nye de empeja ne ho enko soro emfa mayem se yesi na nsem ye Ghana Demographic Health Survey bi omo ye se nhwehwemu bi omo ye kire se wo ba Ghana ha 16.5% adolescent girls already between 15 and 19 years no experience sexual violence before just a sexual abuse between that age no and a doctor ne can psychologist ne can say ono ya abuse ni sano onim say normal nto no so nya the next person oba inflict the same abuse na obi abuse no e de egu onipa ko no so internet say ye hwe na yetimi den yetimi ekra na etimi efi ye system ni yetimi ntu ase ekra na yetimi ma percentage no ebeba from ye be so na PBS it's a sexual abuse percentage na te efi 16.5 e dey aba say be 2% and as a 3% na ehun say making much inroads into what we are fighting for. Again, 1 in 4 women, also na papa ne kan no kono kwade also 1 in 3 women, but a research and as a survey omo ye nka say usia e man na bia ba kun omu a kire say emra na owo 15 years no obi e de ne nsa kan ne baby a na eni ho kwan say o de ne nsa e kan no na so nipa kono e de ne nsa e ye den e kan no when nyina na say ye kire I mean sex education enye taboo Ghana foi say emre no ko nanimo se wonim how enkola omaba they are so versed in this online issues this technology eniamo omo hwe ewo online eniamo omo hwe ewo other portals so no enya ade eda form until they won it so waye mo on kasa ene me be sometimes no mo hwe TV kra obi kisi obi a na wakata nani oho no den na wo ka che no ade nti na kola no kata nani hu se obi ekisi no ne ye ne ndi nkita ho etese ye ne nkola no ekasa about sex education woni akola ne ndi nkita ho about sex education na enye taboo it just like say wo chi akola no myself wo chi no say onkocho maths wo chi no science wo chi no sane ma ne nyina no eno no timi ya ebeboa enkola no daachi na wonso etimi ayeden aboa because akola ya abuse ne de wo ye den ono so be akobi abuse obi na eto ato aso saa na ayeden day I mean, let's come together. Na yentimi emphasis education no enche nkwala. Uyo obi nso a or they also na every week bi akwaye, every weekend bi akwaye. Na nkwala e odi omo connect house we neighbor ho. O bi nkwala ne na fufuo ma me wo fie omo anko bebe na odi omo ko. Oho na odi omo ko no. Edian unim ho no mo fie ho ni yie. Ememu a wo fie unim mo yie. Emaba a wo fie unim mo yie. Ni nyina ya de esese we take into consideration. Na utumi ehu say baby abede me ba no kon oye save Dr. Caesar kan Mr. Caesar ka say wo ka so me ma na enko but wakwa no until won chen 24/7 so school mu obi wo boarding house obi wo kwa sorry a wonim ni esi ti ni nyina no eye nkita hudi a ye ne nkola no betimi enya na etimi aboa ye a na edi obesi da sene ye besan aba won chen biom ye de eye obeka den say ye de another interesting topic at the bepro na me no mienu yetimi e discuss ye man ye deti e na ye no e design kita ho no me din dia kosi asabi asmene me da team ni nyina ase ya sene ye be se hia e original tea